Hey y'all, Tybook here. Today, we're not going to make a Thrill of the Fight 2 video. We're going to make a boxing Underdog video. So, if you've watched this channel, you know I do a lot of videos about the mechanics of Thrill of the Fight 2 and trying to understand what gets good damage and what doesn't. Is the system fair? And try to understand the game better so I can explain it to y'all. So I've played around a tiny bit on the dummy, so to speak, in the training mode in Boxing Underdog, the new boxing game that just came out, new VR boxing game as of a couple of days ago. And I want to try out some punches. I haven't done thorough testing yet, so some of this you're going to learn alongside me, but some of it I kind of already know what to expect. So we're going to try some different punches, both good and bad. And we're going to see what's getting damage. Is this kind of a good damage system? So let's start off with a real jab. Just, pop out a jab and see what we get. 60. 50. Now let's step in with the jab. Big step in. Still 60. That's good because the step in maybe should give a tiny bit more power, but not a lot. Thrill of the Fight gives a little bit too much for forward momentum, I think. And so you can get like extra damage by doing a big step in. That's not really the case here. Alright, so jabs around 50 to 60. Now, we're going to look at things relative to each other, like real punches relative to each other. And then we're going to look at some exploity type stuff and see how well that works. So if my jab's 50, I kind of think my cross should maybe be somewhere like 80 to 100-ish. I don't know. Let's see. 122. 103. 119. 4. Okay, so those relative to each other are pretty reasonable, I think. Let's see a right hook. 143. 85. So a little bit of inconsistency here. You can see we are all over the map. Alright, those are pretty good, I think. A little bit higher than the cross. I think it kind of has the same issue as Thrill of the Fight 2. I do think the cross should probably be closer to hooks, but I don't know, maybe not. Let's try a lead hook. Right around 100, basically the same as the cross. Okay. Uppercut. 75. 79, that's terrible. Right, but it's all about how the gloves turn. Interesting, I don't know. There's definitely some inconsistency here. Alright, lead uppercut. I think on some of these I'm not hitting the chin or something. I don't know why there's sometimes 30. Whoa, 160. Okay. Those feel kind of at least decent relative to each other. But let's try some goofy stuff. First of all, big slaps. So an issue Thrill of the Fight 2 has had forever, but they've really mitigated through a lot of work on the damage system, is that slaps give you tons of range compared to your, like a hook, where you actually have to turn your arm in. But they're high velocity. So if I just wing my arm out straight, let's see what the game does for me here. 140. 155, 140. Okay, so see, that's not good, because that's about the same and more consistent than my hooks that are... and you can do this like from really far away while you're running away and stuff. So these slaps should do less. Not nothing, because I mean, if you do this and you hit somebody winging it as hard as you can, that's gonna hurt. But it's not gonna do 165 if this does 150. because there's not as much weight behind it. It's a slap. I saw somebody do something where they were just like spamming their arms into me, so let me see if I can try to replicate that in some way. How are they doing that? Maybe on a... Oh yeah. Might be doing something that way. Those don't do big damage, but they must be getting knocked down because of the random chance to knock down or something. Interesting. So damage... what else? Oh, like army type punches where... Let's try something like this. 86. 136. Fastball. Ooh. Doesn't seem to do as high damage as real punches. But by God, keep spamming it out. Okay. Yeah, so that went better than I expected. In match, I've only fought a couple of times. There's definitely something allowing some of these nonsense patterns to get knockdowns very easily. But as far as raw damage numbers, I can't figure out how to do as much damage. I saw somebody doing this basically, knocking people down. I'm not sure exactly how they were doing that. Cool. Okay. What's cool is that this stuff that's really good in Thrill of Fight 2, where you curve your arm in and just kind of like that. That doesn't seem as OP here. Alright, so like that. This would do a lot in Thrill of Fight 2. But here, I'm much more incentivized to actually throw that right. Cat's paw still does probably more than it should. It's about the same as a cross, and I can just... Yeah. Okay, well, those are my damage impressions. Feels okay. Feels okay. Some weirdness. Slaps, I think, need to go. 164. Whew. But otherwise, seems like a good base to work off of. So, hope this was helpful. If you like this, like and subscribe. And see you next time in the virtual ring. Go kick some butt.